I'm Adam Saaks, of course, and this is Mila, and I cannot pronounce her last name. It's impossible, so I'm gonna have her do that for you. Kala-Georgievich.
Oh, you're good.
Yes.
You're the best.
Thank you. All right, so we're gonna get cutting right away.
Crank it.
Crank it up, fuckers!
It's a tough day at the office.
Crank it. Crank it up. Crank it up. Crank it. Crank it up. Crank it up. Crank it. Crank it up. Crank it. Crank it. Crank it, crank it.
Everybody.
So guys, he did. You can see what.
I can't move like her. I'm just a prop at this point. And cut.
And safe from me. I'm Mila from Montenegro.